The disappearance Commander Thexar's compound eyes registered the impossible sight before him. The holographic display showed empty space where moments before 15,000 red markers had indicated the positions of human warships. His chitinous fingers clicked nervously against the control panel as he stared at the vast emptiness that had replaced Earth's mighty fleet. "Run the scan again," he commanded, his voice carrying the authority of 3 decades in the Zephyrian. "Space Command." The younger officer beside him, a pale-skinned Nixarian named Yixel, manipulated the controls with trembling hands. "Sir, the results are identical," Yixel reported, his voice barely above a whisper. "All human vessels have vanished. Not destroyed, not relocated, simply gone." Thexar felt his exoskeleton tighten with anxiety. In all his years monitoring galactic space lanes, he had never witnessed anything like this. The humans had maintained the largest military presence in known space for over a century, their vessels patrolling every sector, protecting trade routes, and maintaining peace between often hostile species. They were the backbone of galactic security. Dr. Vellani materialized in the command center, her crystalline form shimmering with an urgent purple light. As one of the galaxy's foremost quantum physicists, her presence usually brought calm to chaotic situations. Today, however, her crystalline structure pulsed with distress. "Commander," she began, her voice resonating like wind chimes in a storm, "I've analyzed the quantum signatures from every sector where human ships were stationed. The readings are unlike anything in our databases." "What kind of readings?" Thexar asked, though he dreaded the answer. "Dimensional displacement signatures. Massive ones. It's as if reality itself was torn apart and then sealed back together." Vellani's form flickered between purple and deep blue. "Whatever caused this had technology far beyond our current understanding." The communication array crackled to life, and Admiral Korath's imposing figure appeared on the main screen. The hegemony leader's scaled face showed the strain of the past few hours. Behind him, his war council buzzed with activity. "Commander Thexar," Korath growled, his voice carrying the weight of command, "my forces are reporting the same phenomenon across all sectors. Every human vessel, from the smallest patrol ship to their massive dreadnoughts, has vanished simultaneously." "Any signs of battle?" Thexar inquired, though he already knew the answer. "None. No debris, no energy discharge patterns, no distress signals. They simply ceased to exist at exactly 1427 Galactic Standard Time." Korath's reptilian eyes narrowed. "Something with unprecedented power has either destroyed or captured the entire human fleet." The implications were staggering. Without human protection, the galaxy would descend into chaos within months. The Trilaxian pirates would resume their raids on merchant vessels. The Void Reapers would emerge from their hiding places to terrorize outer colonies. Dozens of minor conflicts that human peacekeepers had suppressed would reignite. "Sir, Yixel," interrupted, "I'm detecting an incoming transmission from the Andromeda sector. It's from a human vessel." Hope flared in Thexar's chest. "Put it through immediately." The transmission was weak and filled with static, but the image of a human female in military uniform gradually resolved on the screen. Her name tag read Captain Sarah Chun, and her face showed the strain of whatever ordeal she had endured. "This is Captain Chun of the UEC Defiant," she began, her voice barely audible through the interference. "If anyone receives this message, know that Earth's fleet has not been destroyed. We have ... we have made a choice." The transmission flickered, and Chun's image became clearer for a moment. 3 months ago, our deep space sensors detected an anomaly approaching from intergalactic space, an artificial construct of immense size and power, consuming everything in its path. Our xenorchaeologists identified it as a harvester, a machine intelligence that devours entire civilizations. Dr. Villani's crystalline form began pulsing rapidly. A harvester? But those are theoretical constructs from ancient texts. Chun's voice continued through the static. The harvester was drawn to our galaxy by the concentration of advanced civilizations. Our calculations showed it would reach inhabited space within 6 months. We tried to warn the Galactic Council, but they dismissed our reports as human paranoia. The XR felt his stomach drop. He remembered the human representatives' increasingly urgent pleas for emergency sessions, their warnings about deep space anomalies that the Council had deemed irrelevant. When it became clear that no one would listen, humanity made a decision, Chun continued. We activated Project Lighthouse, a contingency plan developed by our greatest minds. Our entire fleet has been equipped with quantum beacon technology. The transmission grew weaker, but Chun's determination remained clear. We have created a false civilization signature, making our fleet appear to be a massive populated system. The harvester has taken the bait and is pursuing us into the void between galaxies. We are leading it away from inhabited space. There, sacrificing themselves, Villani whispered, her light dimming to a sorrowful blue. The beacon technology will sustain us for approximately 2 years. Chun's voice grew fainter. Long enough to lead the harvester so far from our galaxy that it will take millennia to return, if it ever does. Tell the galaxy that humanity chose this path willingly. We are not victims. We are guardians. A transmission cut out, leaving the command center in stunned silence. Nexar stared at the empty screen, processing the magnitude of what they had just learned. Humanity had essentially committed species suicide to protect everyone else. Commander, Yixel said quietly, long-range sensors are detecting massive energy signatures at the galactic edge. Something enormous is moving away from us at incredible speed. Admiral Korath's image reappeared on the screen, his usually stern expression replaced by something resembling awe. My science division confirms it. The humans have somehow lured a galaxy-killing machine away from populated space. They've saved us all. Dr. Villani's form began to glow with a warm golden light. We need to preserve Captain Chun's message. The galaxy must know what humanity has done. They must understand the price of our survival. Over the following days, the truth spread throughout the galaxy. The revelation transformed humanity's image from aggressive warmongers to selfless protectors. Species that had complained about human military presence now mourned their absence. The Trilaxian Empire, which had often clashed with human peacekeepers, ordered flags to be flown at half-mast emergency sessions were called on every major world. The Galactic Council, faced with the reality of their failure to heed human warnings, dissolved in shame. A new governing body was formed, dedicated to preparing for potential future threats and honoring humanity's sacrifice. Vexar found himself appointed as the head of the new Deep Space Monitoring Division, tasked with watching for signs of the harvester's return or other cosmic threats. His first act was to establish the Sarah Chun Memorial Station at the galactic edge, a permanent reminder of humanity's sacrifice. As he stood in the observation deck of the new station, looking out into the void where humanity had disappeared, Vexar reflected on the cruel irony. The galaxy had always seen humans as too aggressive, too militaristic, too eager for conflict. Now they understood that humanity's warrior nature had been their greatest gift to the cosmos. The stars seemed dimmer without human vessels patrolling between them. Trade routes became dangerous as pirates emerged from hiding. Border disputes erupted into open warfare. The galaxy was learning, too late, what it had lost. But in the depths of space, beyond the reach of sensors and communications, 15,000 human ships continued their grim mission. They flew in formation through the endless void, their quantum beacons blazing like artificial suns. Leading an ancient evil away from everything they had sworn to protect. Captain Chun sat in her command chair, watching the star maps that showed their position relative to the galaxy they had left behind. Each day took them further from home, further from any hope of return. But each day also meant the Harvester grew more distant from innocent worlds. Status report, she commanded. Beacon integrity at 97%, her science officer reported. The Harvester is maintaining pursuit. Distance from galactic. Edge now at 4,000 light-years, and increasing. Chun nodded grimly. The plan was working, but at a cost beyond imagination. 15,000 ships, 3 million human souls, all committed to this one-way journey into the abyss. The truth revealed 6 months after humanity's disappearance, the galaxy struggled to adapt to its new reality. Commander Thexar stood in the Deep Space Monitoring Station, reviewing reports from across known space. Pirate attacks had increased by 300%. 2 minor wars had erupted in the outer sectors. The carefully maintained peace that humanity had enforced for over a century was crumbling. Commander, Dr. Villani's voice echoed through the station as her crystalline form materialized beside him. We've received something extraordinary. A data cache from the human vessel Prometheus, transmitted just before their departure. Thexar turned from the star charts he had been studying. What kind of data? Complete tactical analysis of the Harvester, humanity's contingency plans, and... Villani paused, her form flickering with excitement. Instructions for a potential rescue. Mission. The implications hit Thexar like a plasma bolt. Rescue mission? But the humans said it was a one-way journey. They lied, Commander. Not out of deception, but out of hope. Villani projected a holographic display showing complex mathematical equations and stellar coordinates. The data reveals that Project Lighthouse was designed with a fallback protocol. If the galaxy united its resources, there might be a way to destroy the Harvester and bring the humans home. Admiral Korak's image appeared on the communication screen, his expression more animated than Thexar had ever seen. Commander, my science division has been analyzing the human data cache. The Harvester isn't invincible. It's an ancient AI. Construct with specific vulnerabilities. What kind of vulnerabilities? Thexar asked, hope beginning to stir in his chest. Quantum disruption on a massive scale, Korath explained. The humans discovered that the Harvester's consciousness is distributed across multiple dimensional layers. If we could generate a synchronized quantum pulse across those layers, we could potentially shut it down permanently. Dr. Villani's form began to pulse with golden light. The humans have been gathering intelligence on the Harvester while leading it away. Captain Chun's last transmission contained detailed scans of its structure and behavioral patterns. A new voice joined the conversation as Ambassador Zephani of the Nexus Coalition appeared on screen. The Council has reviewed the human data. We are prepared to authorize the largest joint military operation in galactic history. Operation Homecoming. Thexar felt his exoskeleton tighten with anticipation. What would be required? Every major species would need to contribute their most advanced vessels and technology, Zephani explained. The Trilaxian Empire would provide their quantum manipulation technology. Void Wanderers would contribute their dimensional drive systems. The Hegemony would supply firepower and tactical coordination. And the Zephyrians? Thexar asked. Your people's expertise in long-range sensors and navigation would be crucial for finding the humans in the vast emptiness between galaxies. Korath answered. Over the following weeks, the galaxy transformed in ways no one had thought possible. Former enemies worked side by side, sharing technology and resources. The Trilaxian pirates, inspired by humanity's sacrifice, abandoned their raiding and offered their services to the rescue mission. The isolationist Void Wanderers emerged from their hidden dimensions to contribute their most advanced ships that the scale of cooperation was unprecedented. Species that had fought each other for millennia suddenly found common purpose. The humans had united the galaxy not through force, but through their sacrifice. Vexar found himself commanding a fleet of over 30,000 vessels, representing every major civilization in the galaxy. The ships were equipped with hybrid technology, combining the best innovations from dozens of species. At the fleet's heart was the newly constructed vessel Humanity's Hope, a massive ship designed specifically for the rescue mission. "All ships report ready, Commander," reported Captain Yixel, who had been promoted to serve as Vexar's tactical officer. "Long-range sensors have locked onto the human beacon signatures. Distance: 47,000 light-years beyond the galactic edge. Take us into hyperspace," Vexar commanded. Maximum speed. The journey through the void between galaxies was surreal. No stars provided reference points, no familiar constellations offered comfort. The fleet traveled through absolute darkness, guided only by the faint quantum signatures of the human beacon's dot. As they approached the target coordinates, sensors began detecting massive energy readings. The harvester was even larger than the human data had suggested, a construct the size of a moon with appendages that stretched across thousands of kilometers. "My God," whispered Dr. Vellani as the harvester appeared on the main screen. "It's beautiful and terrible at the same time." The ancient machine was indeed a marvel of engineering, its surface covered in patterns that seemed to shift and change as they watched. But surrounding it, maintaining a precise formation, were the ships of Earth's fleet. They had been flying this pattern for over a year, their quantum beacons blazing defiantly in the darkness. "Open a channel to the human fleet." Vexar commanded. Captain Sean's face appeared on the screen, but she looked different now. Older, more weathered, but with eyes that burned with undiminished determination. "Commander Vexar? How? How are you here?" "We've come to bring you home, Captain," Vexar replied. "The galaxy has united. We have a plan to destroy the harvester." Tears streamed down Chun's face. We thought we would die out here. Our beacon systems are failing. We have perhaps days left before the harvester realizes we're not a real civilization." "Not today," Vexar said firmly. "Today, we finish what humanity started." The battle that followed was unlike anything in galactic history. The combined fleet executed a synchronized assault on the harvester's multiple dimensional layers. Trilaxian quantum disruptors opened rifts in space-time, while Void Wanderer ships phased through dimensions to attack from within. The harvester fought back with weapons that bent reality itself, but the diversity of the galactic fleet proved to be its strength. Every species contributed their unique abilities, creating a symphony of destruction that the ancient AI couldn't adapt to quickly enough. At the climax of the battle, the human ships abandoned their beacon formation and joined the attack. Their knowledge of the harvester's weaknesses proved decisive. Captain Chun personally led the final assault, her ship diving deep into the construct's core to plant the quantum disruption device. The harvester's death was spectacular. It collapsed in on itself, its massive form imploding into a singularity. It briefly outshone distant galaxies. When the light faded, nothing remained but empty space and the victorious fleet. "Status report," Vexar commanded. "Harvester destroyed, sir," Yixel reported. "All human vessels accounted for. Some damage to various ships, but no losses." On the main screen, Captain Chun's face showed exhaustion and overwhelming relief. "Commander, on behalf of humanity, I want to thank you. We never expected rescue. We made peace with our fate." "No one gets left behind," Vexar replied. "The galaxy has learned that lesson." The journey home was a celebration that lasted weeks. Human ships flew alongside vessels from every major species, their crews sharing stories and forming friendships that would last for generations. The rescue mission had accomplished more than just bringing humanity home. It had truly united the galaxy. Upon their return, the humans were welcomed as heroes. But more importantly, they were welcomed as family. The galaxy had learned to see, beyond their military might, to the heart of their sacrifice. New protocols were established for responding to cosmic threats, with every species contributing to a permanent defense network. Captain Chun stood beside Dexar on the observation deck of the new Galactic Defense Station, looking out at the stars that humanity had risked everything to protect. The human fleet had resumed its patrol duties, but now they were joined by ships from every major civilization. "Do you think it was worth it?" Chun asked. "The sacrifice, the risk, the year we spent in the void?" Dexar considered the question carefully. Around them, the galaxy buzzed with new cooperation. Trade flourished. Under the protection of the unified fleet, scientific discoveries accelerated as species shared knowledge freely. The peace that humanity had once enforced through strength was now maintained through genuine unity. "Look around you, Captain," Dexar said. "You didn't just save the galaxy from the Harvester. You saved it from itself. The unity forged in your rescue, the cooperation born from your sacrifice. That's your true victory." Chun smiled, and for the first time in over a year, it was a smile of genuine happiness. Then it was worth everything. In the depths of space, new monitoring stations kept watch for cosmic threats. The galaxy had learned that the universe was vast and dangerous, but it had also learned that no challenge was insurmountable when faced together. Humanity's sacrifice had taught them all the most important lesson of all, that true strength came not from the power to destroy, but from the courage to protect and the wisdom to unite. The stars shone brighter that night, not because they had changed, but because the galaxy that looked up at them had finally learned to see them with eyes unclouded by fear and division. Humanity's greatest victory was not in the battles they had won, but in the peace they had inspired and the unity they had forged in the crucible of their sacrifice.